Bismillah, alhamdulillah, salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Firstly, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I think this is the first time in 5 weeks that I'm speaking here. Alhamdulillah. The hadith says, don't love in each other's faces. Visit occasionally, you'd like each other more. So occasionally, I'll give Jumuah bayan, inshallah, then my bayan will be nicer. So there's a very beautiful concept that I'd like to share with everybody as an introduction, which has got absolutely nothing to do with my lecture for today. But it is the result of an interaction that I've had with some of my madrasa students and mentioning some of the challenges that they're going through. And as a young person, if we learn these lessons, then we people, mashallah, and ask them for their life experience, and then start implementing after having already bumped our heads. There's another hadith that says, "As-sa'idu man wu'idha bighayrihi." Not sure if it's a hadith, but definitely a saying, Arabic saying, that a very fortunate person is one who takes lessons from other people. So they asked Luqman. Now we know in the Quran there's Luqman, the wise. There's a very interesting narration about him that he was offered the opportunity to be a Nabi, and then he declined the opportunity because he would prefer to stay humble and small than be a Nabi and have that responsibility. Do you understand? I don't think that's an authentic narration, because would anybody rationally turn down the opportunity to be the most beloved of Allah at the time? No. Right? Be that as it may, he was definitely a very wise man, Sudanese man, by the way, an African. And they asked him one day, how did you get so wise? Nice question, right? He said, I looked at everybody else making mistakes and I just made sure I didn't do the same thing. A fortunate person is one who takes a lesson from others. He doesn't first go bump his head in there. For instance, we've got friends in business, and then we get this brilliant idea to make money, right? Then you go to him and he says, brother, I've already tried this. I burnt my fingers. I lost X, Y, and Z amount of money. Please don't do it. A fortunate person is one who would say, no, shukran, brother, jazakallah khairah, and he looks for another opportunity. But inexperienced person would be like, maybe he was just unfortunate, maybe luck was just not on his side. It wasn't in his taqdeer. And then you go do the same thing and you come back a couple of 100K poorer, and hey, brother, I should have taken your advice. Should have is unfortunately, like they say, experience is something you don't get until just after you needed it. Experience is something you don't get until just after you needed it. For instance, you're cleaning your firearm, and instead of following the simple protocols, checking your slide, looking inside that the bullets are not in the chamber, you pull the trigger to see if there's a bullet in the chamber, and bam, you shot a hole in your wall. Are you going to do it again? No. Because why? You got the experience just after you needed it. Right? So, having interacted with my madrasa students, I was explaining to them a very profound quote that I read once before, And it says that your life is a result of the decisions that you've made. If you are not happy with the route your life is taking, stop making dumb mistakes. Stop making stupid decisions. Understand? Stop making stupid decisions if you don't want your life to go down a wrong path. So with anything in our life for that matter, if I know that I have issues with relationships, I'm always fighting with people. Maybe it's time for me to take a step back and think, why am I always fighting with people? Surely it can't be that the whole world is wrong and I'm always only right, and they just don't get it. Doesn't make sense. You understand? Why am I always losing money in business? Bro, you're doing dumb stuff. You're trading in the wrong thing. You're trusting people. You're investing with people you don't know well enough. In fact, you're investing with people in general. You know, nobody has your best interest at heart like yourself. I promise you, brother. Nobody can be trusted with your own money better than you. Right? Think what I'm saying. I don't want to mention names, but I'm looking at faces who are just going like this because I know. Right? So if I am living in difficulty, either in my relationships, business, in my employment, in my, like in any, even in my health, my ill health is most probably a result of bad decisions that I've made because I'm not living a healthy lifestyle, whatever it may be. Understand? For instance, and may Allah protect all of us. Say Ameen. May Allah protect all of us. Say Ameen. Ya Rabbil Alameen. Ameen. Ya Rabbil Alameen. You get lung cancer because you're smoking, right? But you can regret until the day you leave this dunya. Is it going to change anything? It's not going to change anything. So back to our example in the beginning. A fortunate man is one who takes lesson from others and doesn't go down the same hole. So if I see people struggling and I see people going through difficulty because of the wrong decisions they've made in their life, be smart and don't do the same thing. Okay? If I am struggling in relationships because I always seem to be fighting with people, take a step back and stop fighting with people. You'll see your relationships will get far better. Stop. Another profile, sorry, Women's Month was August. You can't have a menopause moment now. So, people are suffering, brothers and sisters in Islam, let's be fair. People are suffering. And one of the biggest reasons for this is the quote that I'm just going to give you now before I had my moment. You can never teach somebody anything in life if they think they're right all the time. So don't be that guy that always thinks he's right. That you can give them the best advice under the sun with graphic support of evidence, case studies, and they still won't. Because why? No, they know better. Don't be that person. Always have a learning mentality. Always have a learning mentality. Be open to suggestions. And I'm going to say this to the guys, specifically the men, because we have a very hard time doing this. But when your wife comes and tells you, brother, you know what, you have a problem, you're always running late. Stop procrastinating. Who are you to tell me? You understand? No woman is going to come and point out a mistake or a fault of you, especially not your wife, because she wants to insult and put you down. Because why? If she insults and puts you down, she's got to bear the consequences. If she's coming to point out something that you're not doing right, that you need to improve on, that you can better yourself as a human being, she's the first one to benefit. So she's your greatest benefactor. Understand? So next time your wife comes and tells you, you know, you're lazy, né? Hey, don't start pointing out, yeah, do you see what the house looks like? Maybe go wash some dishes. You understand? When last did you cook? You understand? Don't be that guy. You know what? Give me some examples. Let's see why I'm lazy. What makes you say that? And when the examples come, acknowledge them and do something about it. It's easier said than done, man. Ask the old uncles, married for 30, 40 years. Yes, like. Allah give barakah, man. Very, very envious of you. Very envious. So that was the profound lesson that I imparted to my madrasa students. I thought it was very profound, and I'm hoping they benefited from it. Your life is a result of the decisions you've made. If you're not happy with the route your life is taking, stop making those decisions. Maybe you're consulting with the wrong people. Maybe you have that mentality of you know everything, so you're not schoolable, so you don't take advice. And that's why you keep doing the same things over and over again. We get brothers married 5, 6 times, and every time it's the ex-wife's fault. I find it very hard to believe, brother. I find that very, very, very hard to believe that so many jellies can have the same problem with one guy and it's all their fault. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, now to my point that I'd like to make today. And it comes from, I had this discussion with Uncle Yusuf Lafa. It's a finance issue, right? And it's based on a Western capitalist mindset that we have all been indoctrinated with because it's the life that we live. It's the media that we see. It's the articles that we read. It's the advertisements that are thrown in our face on every single platform. We have been raised with a Western capitalist mentality that I need to accumulate wealth. I need to invest. I need to become a millionaire by the age of so-and-so. I need to drive a sports car. I am only successful if I wear this brand clothing, if I drive this car, if I stay in that area. It's a Western capitalist mentality, the I mentality. Understand? That's all about me mentality. My money is my money mentality. You understand? I had a discussion with a friend of mine and he said there's no chance. He's not leaving a cent for his children. Multi-millionaire, buying himself a this, buying himself a that, living in a house that costs him like 100K a month rent. I'm just asking a question, brother. Does the toilet feel different in a house that costs 100K? Does your food taste different? Huh? Slaap jy beter op 'n bed wat jou 50,000 gekos het? Just asking. Maybe you do sleep more comfortably. Right? But I don't know how I would sleep at night on a 50,000 rand bed knowing that, yo, bro, by the end of the month I must at least have 100K, otherwise I don't have a roof on my head. Think what I'm saying to you. You understand what I'm saying? Yo, bro. It's rough. You know? So, and the reason he's saying no, I came up hard in life, and therefore they must come up hard, they must learn their own lessons, they must make their own money. I'm leaving nothing for them. Whereas let us look at the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Sa'ad bin Abi Waqqas radiallahu anhu on his deathbed. Okay? And he thought he was on his way out, and the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam came to visit him. Asked him, how are you doing? He said, Ya Rasulullah, I think I'm on my last. So can I give everything I possess in charity? He said, no, you can't. You can give a third, and a third is a lot of money. You can give a third. You can bequeath a third of your wealth in your will and testament to someone who doesn't already inherit from you. You can't make a bequest for someone who's already going to inherit. Like, for instance, your son is going to inherit from you, right? So you can't say, when I die, my son must get the house, because your son is already a shareholder in the house. You can't get a bequest from you. But you can bequeath to a strange person, right? Anyway, someone who's not directly going to inherit from you. That aside, he says, a third is a lot of money. Well, إِنَّهُ أَن تَذَرَ عِيَالَكَ أَغْنِيَاءَ خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنْ أَن تَذَرَهُمْ عِيَالًا يَتَكَفَّفُونَ عَلَى النَّاسِ أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. It is better for you to leave your children wealthy than to leave them poverty-stricken, having to stretch their hands in front of other people. So yes, we want to impart lessons to our children that they must go and work, and they must be independent, and they must earn, and they must be smart with their money, and they must work hard. And yes, that's fine. But if if I have wealth and I want to set my children up, it's not an un-Islamic thing. You understand? We have grown up in this Western capitalist mentality system. As I explained, I must have so much money in my bank account. I must have policies. I must have investments. I must have shares. I must have gold coins stored up in safes. I must have all kinds of things. And then why? So when I die, everyone can see how rich I am. Also, I can live a lavish lifestyle. Or that corporate mentality. I need to have 50 shirts. Right. Like, I honestly, this is just me, right? This is just me. Why? Like, how does it make sense to you that you feel better than the next man because you have 50 shirts in the cupboard? You know what I'm saying? I have a different kurta for every day of the next 2 months. Okay? Can I tell you the sad reality? Most people don't even notice. Let me tell you how bad it is. I'm white, right? As you can see. I was wearing a white kurta, a white lungi, even a white vest. My teeth are even white, right? I get to school to pick up my brother's matric certificate. He's wearing a black kufiya, black turban, black shoes, black socks, black kurta, okay? Doesn't have a beard, mine was big. And he was on the one side of the school and he spoke to one of our teachers. The teacher then walks through the library to the entrance of the school where I walk in, wearing full only white. And he's like, didn't I just meet you that side? Like, look, I know my brother looks like me, but bro, he's wearing only black. Only. I'm wearing only white. He was thin. I'm chubby. Understand? He's clean because his beard hadn't come out yet. I got a beard. His hair was long. Mine was clean. How did you cut? Because people don't care. They don't notice. They don't notice. So you are running after 50 shirts that nobody cares about. No one's going to realize that you're wearing a new shirt today. No one. Except you. And you're thinking, I'm better than you because mine's a new shirt. Yours is the one you wore yesterday, bro. You understand what I'm saying? That's the one thing. I'm going to give you some examples of Sahaba radiallahu anhum. Hopefully I can conclude in the next 7 minutes because that's my time limit. There's a Sahabi by the name of Uthman bin Hunayf radiallahu anhu. A Tabi'i, which is the people that didn't meet Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, they're Muslims, they met the Sahaba radiallahu anhu. A Tabi'i comes to him and he says, you know what, I'm in a very big fix. I don't have bucks. I need to pay debts and I'm up to here and I need to pay this one and pay that one. I don't know what to do. I've been trying to get hold of Uthman bin Affan so that he can help me because he was known for his generosity. But I just can't get a meeting with him. Anyway, he teaches him an amal to do, 2 rakats, make the specific dua. And he did that and he went to Uthman and he walked into the house. And he asked him, you know what, I've got a big fix. I need to have so much money so that I can settle my debts, otherwise I'm in trouble. How much money do you need? X, Y, Z. Brother, yes, double. Go sort your life out. Okay? Now, the whole purpose of this story, there's so many things to teach you in this whole incident, right? I'm only going to focus on the one. Uthman bin Affan radiallahu anhu was a multi-gajillionaire, a tycoon. What was the objective that he used his money for? To invest where? In Akhirah. Your heart is where your money lies, isn't it? If I've invested money in Seychelles, I would be monitoring the media and the news and the political situation and everything in the Seychelles to make sure that my money is safe. The moment I see some political unrest, I'm going to draw my money. Yes or no? Now, if I've invested my money in the Akhirah, don't you think my heart is going to yearn to be there? If I've invested my time, I'll give you another example. Abdurrahman bin Auf, radiallahu anhu, also a multi-gajillionaire. But their hearts weren't attached to money, to wealth, to possessions. Their hearts were trained because of the company of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because they had that learning mentality to take from the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam and implement it and not make stories. So when they heard that charity doesn't decrease your wealth, interest does. They stayed away from interest. Yet today we find the Muslims looking for interest. There was Ya Allah, man, I know, Muslim man, kurta, beard, the works, in the bank. And he's walking out after having opened the account and he turns around and he looks at the banker. You make sure I get my interest money, ne? If the earth could swallow you, brother. Like beard, kurta, alles, turban, the works. Hasrat. I want my interest, ne? That's not going to pan out very well for Abdurrahman bin Auf radiallahu anhu, sitting at his desk. He's just done a deal, struck it lucky, made a big profit, 10,000 dinars. How much? 10,000 gold coins. Okay? That's a lot of money. 10,000 gold coins. Times it by 4.4 grams. Times it by 500 and some odd rand per fine ounce. 5,000, how many thousands per fine ounce? That's how much money. Millions. And here, he's sitting at his desk, he's just made millions of one deal. And he says, Ya Allah, tomorrow I'm going to give all of this money in sadaqah. Because it's extra, it's profit. Capital is still safe. This is extra. This now I can use for my akhirah. And he walks into the masjid and there's Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam sitting and he says, Oh Abdurrahman, as he walks in, Allah has accepted your sadaqah, brother, invest it in your business and make more money. So here the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam gets revelation of the niyyah of Abdurrahman bin Auf. And it's already accepted. He didn't even part with one single cent. Today, you and I make millions off a business deal. Is the soonest we buy an M3 and we book ourselves a holiday with our family to a foreign destination, and we buy a new phone, and we go buy 49 shirts because you only had one. And think what I'm saying to you. The thought of, let me go and find a brother who's about to lose his house because he can't pay the bond, let me go bail him out. The thought of, let me go find out from Imam how many people require financial assistance in a month. What is the requirement? Or what is the requirement of the masjid for the month? Or maybe somebody doesn't have lights, water, electricity in the house because maybe there's Muslims of ours, our brothers, read Salah in the masjid with us, by the way. They're staying in a township, they don't have running water. Why don't we think like that and invest our money like that? I've got a friend, I'm not going to mention the name. His mentality is beautiful. I get my salary, I pay my bills. Everything is square. So because all my needs are met and I don't have the desire to accumulate. So if I have free time, I'll go and help this one. I'll go and sort out that one. I'll go and assist this one to do that. And he goes with his free time and he bails. And his family, alhamdulillah, has been trained that they understand that the objective of our life is what? Bro, my bills are paid. I'm looked after. I'm sorted. But there's someone who needs my help. That's an investment for my akhirah. And you as my family supporting me, you get the reward too. You understand? So let us change our mentality from the Western capitalist, I must have 50 shirts and a sports car, and I must stay in a 100K house and sleep in a 50K bed. So it feels the same, I don't understand. And the other problem with guys, the moment they start making money, then what? Second wife. Bro, you're laughing. Think what I'm saying to you. If I give you the glad tidings today that your income is multiplying by 10 as of tomorrow, guaranteed for the next 50 years, one of the first things that will cross your mind is, yeah, you know, I can get a second wife because I've got the money. Not, yay. What about that bro who couldn't get married because he doesn't have money? Let me go and organize for him so he can get married. Think what I'm saying to you? It's terrible. So let us change our mentality, guys. I've got 1 minute left. Be schoolable. Let us learn to assimilate. Critique, criticism, advice from other people. Let us learn to consult with the right people as well. So that when we make decisions, we make the right decisions for our lives. If things are not going my way, step back and see what decisions I'm making so I can make the right decisions. And look at the Sahaba radiallahu anhum. One last story. Abdurrahman bin Auf walks into Medina Munawwara. He's got camels laden with stock coming from Egypt. Okay? The hadith exaggerates a little bit that the last one was leaving Egypt when the first one is entering Medina. It's humanly impossible, brother. That's like only, like at the time there was no Suez Canal, right? So we're only talking about 700 kilometers. It's not possible. Okay? But the hadith explains that when the camels walked into Medina, they thought it was an earthquake. That's how many camels walked in. But he heard that there's a hadith about him. So he goes to Aisha radiallahu anha and he says, I heard there's a hadith about me. She says, yes, I heard the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam saying that Abdurrahman bin Auf will crawl into Jannah because of the weight of his wealth. Because you have to go and account for all of it. You and I here, Zach's going to Jannah, but he's going to crawl into Jannah because he's got too much money. Hey, at least I'm going. Guaranteed I'm going because I'm going to crawl into Jannah. So I'm going, right? Oh, wait. No, fine. And Abdurrahman bin Auf, but I don't want to crawl into Jannah. I want to go quickly. So what did he do? Declared everything on every camel sadaqah. Everything on every single camel sadaqah. We're talking millions and millions and millions of rands worth of stock. Sadaqah, instantly. You and me, oh wait, I'm going. You know what I'm saying? We celebrate. Sell those camels, bro. Let's have a party. We're going to Jannah. You know what I'm saying? Let us change our mentality. If I made some extra money, how about think about this? Tax returns. You weren't anticipating the money, were you? It's a bonus. It's extra. How many of us thought of giving some sadaqah from our tax returns? It's extra bucks. You didn't work for it. Okay, well, technically you did, and they nailed you blind And then they felt sorry for you at the end of the year and they gave you something back. Right? Cool, we understand that. But it was extra money nonetheless, wasn't it? Some sadaqah. You get a 13th check. Alhamdulillah. You get a salary raise. Alhamdulillah. What do we do when we get salary raises? Upgrade the car, upgrade the bond, go on a holiday. Get a new phone. Buy another shirt. You think what I'm saying to you? Other guys I know get a bonus. Alhamdulillah. I'm now earning so much more extra every month. This month, sadaqah. Think about it. Let us change our mentality, inshallah. Let us not have that Western care. I must become wealthy. I must be loaded. People must, when they see me in the street, they must be careful what they say because they know I can buy them and their wife and their business and their cars and alles now. And then give all of that sadaqah. Understand? Don't be that guy. Let us, with the money that we accumulate and the wealth that Allah has given us, yes, live a comfortable life. Sort your family out. But make sure that you're investing in your akhirah because that investment is what counts. Be like the Sahaba radiallahu anhum. Earn money, now you're sitting with one Sahaba in a room, stocked with bucks, money, gold coins, silver, others. Everybody had free. If you need money, come and fetch. But tell you the interesting thing. You started stressing because nobody was fetching. Because people didn't have that desire for money. They didn't have their bills were paid, so they're okay. As long as I've got food in my stomach, my house is paid, I've got groceries to eat, and I can stand all night in the tahajjud and fast every day, I'm okay. If I had to announce, Brother Fatma, brother, that there's a room in my house, come and take. I think there'd be a queue from here to my house, from Aashiqeen to my house. Think about it. May Allah give us tawfiq and understanding. May Allah bless us that we can invest in our akhirah. May Allah bless us that we create the mentality within ourselves to spend the extra and to take spending in the path of Allah seriously. That I don't have an accumulating mindset that I must have in dunya, Let me have some in akhirah as well and invest there. I've spoken about this before. Your heart hankers after where your money lies. That's why we love our family so much, because our whole salary goes there. That's why if your lady didn't do well in school, but I paid 40K school fees, my man. What are you doing with my money? You understand what I'm saying? That's why our hearts shiver when we see our money being spent and squandered, because we worked for that money. We invested that money either in something or someone, and it's gone. So let us invest in our akhirah. Allah promises in the Quran, مَا عِنْدَكُمْ يَنْفَدْ وَمَا عِنْدَ اللَّهِ بَاقٍ. Whatever you keep by yourself is going to come to an end. Either you're going to die and lose it, and other people are going to get it and squander it, or you're going to lose it while you're alive and die poor. But it's going. But مَا عِنْدَ اللَّهِ بَاقٍ. Whatever you left by Allah, whatever you invested, is going to be everlasting. It's not going anywhere. And you will find it there on the day of Qiyamah. Even if it was 1 rand, you will find it there on the day of Qiyamah. And that 1 rand could very well be the 1 rand that bailed you out. The day you get to tax returns and you think, oh, I really wanted that extra shirt. 51, guys. But no, this brother doesn't have 1 shirt. Let me go buy him the shirt. On the day of Qiyamah, Allah gives you a shirt of Jannah. And khalas, problems are solved forever and ever and ever. May Allah give us tawfiq and understanding. Whatever I've said that is correct is only from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The barakah of His Rasul and the great benefit of derived from my teachers. Whatever I've said that is incorrect is only my nafs and shaitan. And me falling prey to his whisperings, and Allah and His Rasul are resolved completely. Jazakumullahu khairah. Please don't forget our Friday food sales, alhamdulillah, carrying on. We do humbly request your support. Secondly, whatever contributions we can make to the masjid, we are still trying to procure the property next door. We need your assistance. Please speak to whoever you can. Try and contribute yourselves, with tax returns. And then, Qasam, the lecture wasn't for money, and I'm telling you, I promise you, it was got nothing to do with asking you for bugs. It just happens to be the announcement as well, right? And on Monday, the 18th of October, we're going to be hosting our annual moulana at Masjid Al Aashiqeen. Please do try and participate after the Maghrib Salah. Okay, and then also just to let you know, after the Fard Salah, the Jumu'ah Salah, and the Dua, we're going to read the Salawat in the Masjid. All those who would like to participate, please do stay behind, inshallah. Jazakumullahu khairah. That's it.
الجنة.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على حي على الفلاح. حي على الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
الحمد لله رب العالمين الذي خلق السماوات والأرضين، والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن سيدنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد، فقد قال الله تعالى بعد: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم، بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. وقال تعالى: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. وقال تعالى: ما عندكم ينفد وما عند الله باق. وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم فيما معناه: إن المال لا تنقصه صدقة. وقال عليه الصلاة والسلام: أنفق يا بلال ولا تخشى على ذي العرش إقلالا، أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. بارك الله لنا ولكم في القرآن العظيم. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم.
اللهم صل وسلم وزد ودم ونعم وتفضل وبارك بجلالك وكمالك على زين عبادك وأشرف عبادك سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وصحبه وسلم ورضي الله تبارك وتعالى عن كل الصحابة أجمعين.
الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالحق بشيرا ونذيرا بين يدي الساعة من يطع الله ورسوله فقد رشد ومن يعصهما فإنه لا يضر إلا نفسه ولا يضر الله شيئا. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عبدك ورسولك وصل وسلم على المؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات وبارك وسلم على محمد وأزواجه وذريته. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: أرحم أمتي بأمتي أبو بكر رضي الله عنه وأشدهم في أمر الله عمر رضي الله عنه وأصدقهم حياء عثمان رضي الله عنه وأقضاهم علي رضي الله عنه وفاطمة سيدة نساء أهل الجنة رضي الله عنها والحسن والحسين سيدا شباب أهل الجنة رضي الله عنهما وحمزة أسد الله وأسد رسوله رضي الله عنه. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: اللهم اغفر للعباس وولده مغفرة ظاهرة وباطنة لا تغادر ذنبا رضي الله تعالى عنهما وعن كل الصحابة أجمعين. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: الله في أصحابي لا تتخذوهم غرضا من بعدي فمن أحبهم فبحبي أحبهم ومن أبغضهم فببغضي أبغضهم وخير الناس قرني ثم الذين يلونهم ثم الذين يلونهم. اللهم ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين فاغفر لنا وللمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك سميع قريب مجيب الدعوات. اللهم ربنا اجعل همومنا هما واحدا هم آخرتنا واكفنا هموم دنيانا. اللهم اجعل وساوس قلوبنا خشيتك وذكرك ولا تجعل هممنا ولا أهواءنا إلا فيما تحب وترضى. اللهم ربنا حبب إلينا الإيمان وزينه في قلوبنا وكره إلينا الكفر والفسوق والعصيان واجعلنا من الراشدين. اللهم ربنا ثبت أقدامنا على صراطك المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم من النبيين والصديقين والشهداء والصالحين وحسن أولئك رفيقا. اللهم ربنا علمنا الكتاب والحكمة وفقهنا في الدين ووفقنا للعمل الصالح يا رب العالمين ويسر لنا صحبة الصادقين وجنبنا برحمتك صحبة الطالحين. اللهم إنا نسألك يسرا ليس بعده عسر وغنى ليس بعده فقر وأمنا ليس بعده خوف وسعادة ليس بعدها شقاء. اللهم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وقنا عذاب الفقر وقنا عذاب الكفر وقنا عذاب الحشر وقنا عذاب الدين وقنا عذاب الصراط والميزان. عباد الله رحمكم الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. فاذكروا الله يذكركم ودعوه يستجب لكم واتقوه يعلمكم ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون. وأقيموا الصلاة.